She posted, "If he loved me, he'd fight for me," after giving me the silent treatment for a week. I screenshot it and sent it to her mom. "She's right, I'm done fighting," with my apartment listing. Her mom showed up at our door and I, 28 male, thought I was living the dream. Nice apartment in the city, decent savings, and engaged to Sarah, 26, for 8 months. We'd been together for 4 years. I'm writing this because I need to get it off my chest, and maybe someone can tell me if I went too far. 2 months ago, Sarah started acting weird. Coming home late from yoga. Guarding her phone like nuclear codes. The usual red flags that make your stomach drop, but your brain says, nah, you're being paranoid. Then came the silent treatment. 1 week of absolute radio silence in our own apartment. Not a word. She'd walk past me like I was furniture. Sleep on the couch. Leave for work without even a glance. Why? Because I asked her to contribute to groceries. That's it. I asked if she could pick up groceries since I'd been covering them for 3 months, while she was saving for our wedding. Day 7 of the silent treatment, she posts on Instagram, "If he really loved me, he'd fight for me instead of being petty about money. A real man provides without keeping score." I stared at that post for a solid hour. My friends were texting me screenshots. Her mom liked it. Her sister commented with prayer hands. That's when something in me just switched off. No anger, no sadness, just clarity. I took a screenshot and opened my texts with her mom, Linda. Good relationship with Linda. She used to joke I was the son she never had. I attached the screenshot and typed, "She's right, I'm done fighting." Then I attached another screenshot, the listing for our apartment that I just posted on 3 different rental sites. Available immediately. First month free to qualified tenants. It wasn't 2 hours, but later that evening, the pounding started. Linda was at our door. I'd seen her try to call me twice, but I let it go to voicemail. I needed to do this face to face. Sarah actually spoke to me for the first time in a week, her voice a panicked whisper. "What did you do?" "I agreed with your post," I said, opening the door. Linda looked like she'd been driving around in a rage. "Jake, what is this? An apartment listing? Is this some kind of joke?" "I'm moving out," I said calmly. "The lease is in my name only." Sarah knew this when she moved in 2 years ago. Sarah's face went white. "You can't just kick me out." "I'm not kicking you out. I'm ending my lease. The landlord already has applications. You're welcome to apply." Here's what Sarah didn't know. I'd been documenting everything. Every rent payment from my account, every utility bill, the lease agreement clearly stating I was the sole tenant. I'd even checked the tenant laws in our state. She was technically my guest, month to month, no legal standing without a contribution or a contract. Linda turned to Sarah. "Is this because of that Instagram post? You air our dirty laundry and he responds like this?" Sarah tried to play the victim. "He's being dramatic. I was just expressing my feelings." "Your feelings?" Linda asked, still not fully on my side. "This seems extreme over a post." I pulled out my phone. "Maybe it's more than that. Should I show your mom the Venmo requests for groceries you've been declining for 3 months? Or the spreadsheet I have showing I've paid $1,900 monthly for rent, utilities, and our food, while you've contributed 0? Linda's expression started to shift from anger at me to confusion. "Sarah, you told me he was being financially controlling." "He is. He keeps spreadsheets and asks me for money." "For groceries," I said flatly, "while I pay for the roof over your head." The best part? I pulled up her Instagram. Want to see what her wedding savings are going towards, Linda? Check her tagged photos. Here she is in Cabo last month, and Miami 2 weeks before that. Oh, and this new designer bag she posted yesterday. Linda snatched my phone and started scrolling, her face hardening as she connected the dots. She was reading the crime report of her daughter's lies. "Those trips were gifts from my friends," Sarah protested weakly. "I deserve to have fun. With whose money?" Linda asked quietly, not looking up from the phone. Silence. "Mom, you don't understand." "I understand perfectly," Linda said, handing my phone back. "You've been lying to me, to him, using this man while telling everyone he's cheap. I decided it was time. There's more, but I don't think you want your mom to hear it." Sarah's eyes went wide. She knew exactly what I meant. "What more?" Linda demanded. Sarah grabbed her mom's arm. "We should go. He's just trying to manipulate you." "No," Linda said, shaking her off. "What more?" I looked at Sarah, gave her one last chance. She just glared at me with this entitled smirk, like she still thought she had the upper hand. Your daughter has been having an emotional affair with her coworker Marcus for at least 6 weeks. I have screenshots of their texts, nothing physical yet according to them, but plenty of my boyfriend doesn't understand me like you do. And I wish I'd met you first. Linda looked like I'd slapped her. Sarah started the waterworks immediately. You went through my phone. No, I said calmly. You left your iPad logged in at home. The messages sync. A notification from Marcus popped up saying can't wait to hold you again. I got curious. Linda stood up slowly, her face a mask of cold fury. Sarah, car, now, Mom, please, now. As they were leaving, Linda turned back. I'm so sorry, Jake. I'll have her stuff out by the weekend. I already packed it, I said, gesturing to the neat boxes by the door. Just needs a truck. Sarah lost it. You packed my things? You can't touch my stuff. I wore gloves, I said. Didn't want to get emotional. She actually tried to push past her mom to get to me, but Linda held her back. You're a psychopath, Sarah screamed. I'll sue you. This is illegal eviction. It's not eviction if you were never a tenant, I said. You're a guest who's overstayed their welcome. As Linda dragged her to the car, Sarah screamed one last thing. Marcus is twice the man you are. Cool, I called back. Maybe he'll pay for your groceries. Update 1. It's been a few days since the Linda incident. I thought that would be the end of it. I was wrong. Sarah started a social media campaign. Over the next 48 hours, my phone blew up. She posted her version of our story on every platform. I'm an abusive, controlling ex who threw her onto the streets after financially abusing her for years. She claimed I monitored her spending, isolated her from friends, and kicked her out for standing up for herself. The messages started rolling in. Her friends calling me every name in the book. Random people sending death threats. Someone posted my LinkedIn on Twitter. Then Marcus showed up at my apartment. Not what I expected. The guy looked pale and agitated, not heartbroken. We need to talk, he said, his eyes darting around like he was expecting Sarah to pop out. Against my better judgment, I let him in. Did you know she had a fiancé? I asked, cutting straight to it. She said you were roommates, he mumbled. Said you were gay. I let out a short, sharp laugh. Gay roommates who share a bed and have been together for 4 years? She said you were deep in the closet, that your family was super conservative and you were using her as a cover. He looked completely defeated. I'm married. Plot twist I didn't see coming. Your wife know? I asked. She does now. Sarah sent her screenshots of our emotional conversations after I told her she couldn't stay with me. She asked you to take her in? Showed up at my house with her stuff. My wife answered the door. He rubbed his face, looking exhausted. I'm sleeping in my car. I came here because I need to know what else is a lie. I poured him a drink. It was surreal, bonding with the guy who was sexting my ex, but we were both caught in the same web. She told me you were abusive, he said. Showed me bruises. Bruises? He pulled out his phone, showed me photos she'd sent him. Bruises on her arms and legs. Date stamps from last month. She does CrossFit, I said. Those are from box jumps and missing a clean. I have videos of her at the gym getting those exact bruises. His face went even paler. She said you hit her. Never touched her in anger in 4 years. I pulled up my photos. Here are her Instagram stories from the gym. Same bruises, same locations. See the dates? He stared at the evidence like his world was crumbling, which I guess it was. I might lose my wife over this, he whispered. You might lose your wife for cheating, I corrected gently. Sarah was just the bomb you chose to blow up your life with. He nodded slowly. Is she with her mom? As far as I know. Her mom called my wife, apologized for Sarah's behavior, said she raised her better. He laughed bitterly. My wife told her it wasn't her fault her daughter's a homewrecker. We sat in an awkward silence that stretched for a few minutes. She's still telling everyone you're evicting her illegally, he finally said. I know. I've already consulted a lawyer to send a cease and desist. Is it illegal? No, she was never on the lease, never paid rent or utilities. In this state, that means she has no tenant rights. She was a long-term guest and her invitation was revoked. She told me she paid half of everything. I pulled up my bank statements on my laptop, showed him 2 years of rent payments, all from my account. Jesus, he muttered. She played us both. Your wife might take you back, I offered. Sounds like she's a fighter. He shook his head. 20 years of marriage, thrown away for this. After he left, I checked social media. The narrative was slowly shifting. Marcus's wife had started posting her side, including Ring camera footage of Sarah screaming at her to fight for your man, don't be a doormat. Linda's apology comment on a mutual friend's post also started making the rounds. Sarah's friends got quieter. A few of the nastier posts were quietly deleted. One even messaged me a half-hearted, sorry man, heard there was more to it. But Sarah doubled down, posted a video crying about how everyone was ganging up on her for falling in love. How Marcus was her twin flame, and I was too insecure to accept it. The comments were not kind. People started fact-checking her. Someone found the Cabo trip photos where she's wearing the engagement ring I bought her while posing with drinks that cost more than the groceries she claimed she couldn't afford. Then came the text from Linda. She's been served a formal eviction notice from my house. 30 days. I can't enable this anymore. I'm sorry. Update 2. 2 weeks have passed. I thought things were calming down. Moved into a smaller place closer to work. Blocked Sarah on everything. Started therapy. Even went on a coffee date. It was weird but nice. Then Sarah's dad, Robert, called. Robert and I had a complicated relationship. Former military, intimidating as hell, but we'd bonded over football and beer. He'd been deployed overseas for most of this drama. I'm back, he said. We need to talk, in person. I met him at a bar downtown. He looked tired, older than I remembered. Linda filled me in, he started, his voice low. But I need to hear it from you. She showed me the posts, the messages, the financial records. I'm sorry it all went down like this. He held up a hand. I'm not here for apologies. I'm here because Sarah is now claiming you stole from her. I nearly choked on my beer. What? She's telling everyone you had access to a savings account and you drained it. Says that's why she couldn't contribute to bills. Robert, she never had a savings account that I knew of. Certainly not one I could access. I know. He pulled out his phone. Because I've been tracking the savings account I set up for her, the one I've been depositing into for her future. For your wedding. My stomach dropped. There was a wedding account? $500 a month for the last 3 years. That's 18 grand. Plus a $10,000 bonus I put in last Christmas. $28,000. He showed me the statements. Want to guess when it was emptied? The dates lined up perfectly with her trips. Cabo, Miami, the designer purchases. She told Linda the account never existed, he continued, his voice heavy with disappointment. Said I was lying to cover for you. That's insane. It gets worse. He signaled for another round. She's been telling people you two were never really engaged, that you forced the ring on her, that the party was just a party. I pulled out my phone, showed him the receipt for her engagement ring, the proposal video my friend took, the photos from our engagement party that he attended. I was there, he said quietly. I gave a toast. I know it was real. Then why? Because she's so deep in her own lies she can't see the truth. Linda thinks she's having some kind of breakdown. He showed me more texts from Sarah, wild accusations, claims that I'd hacked her accounts, isolated her from family, even drugged her to make her seem unstable. Is she using? I asked, the thought occurring to me for the first time. We don't think so, just spiraling. He looked defeated. She's my daughter. I love her, but I don't recognize this person. What do you need from me? The truth. A written statement for our lawyer. Lawyer? She's trying to sue you for theft and emotional damages. We have to stop this before she ruins her life completely. I agreed to write a statement and provide all my documentation. Robert thanked me and got up to leave, then paused. I'm sorry, son, he said. I thought I raised her to be a better person than this. You did, I said. This isn't on you. He nodded grimly and left. That night, I got a call from an unknown number. Sarah's voice, you turned my dad against me. Sarah, stop. First my mom, then Marcus, now my dad. You're a master manipulator. You stole $28,000 from your parents. Silence. That was for our wedding, I continued. The one you spent on trips with your friends while crying poverty to me. That money was mine, she shrieked, for a future you threw away, a future you lied to me about. I needed to live my life. You were suffocating me. By asking you to buy a carton of milk, she started sobbing. Why are you doing this to me? I'm not doing anything. I'm just not lying for you anymore. I'll drop the lawsuit if you tell my parents it was all a misunderstanding. No, I'll ruin you. I'll tell everyone you... What? What lie is left, Sarah? Everyone knows the truth now. I'm pregnant. I laughed, a hollow, tired laugh. No, you're not. How do you know? Because we haven't had sex in 3 months. Because you've been posting drinking videos every weekend. And because you already tried this lie with Marcus, and his wife has the screenshots where you admitted you weren't. She hung up. The next morning, Linda texted. She admitted she's not pregnant. We're getting her into counseling. Please, for your own sake, don't respond to any more of her attempts to contact you. Update 3. It's been a month since everything exploded. I should have left it alone. Should have just moved on. But the universe has a twisted sense of humor. I was at my regular coffee shop, the one I've been working from for years, minding my business, when I overheard a familiar voice. He was so controlling, made me pay for everything while he saved all his money. Classic narcissist behavior. Sarah, at the table behind me. On what was clearly a first date, she had the audacity to come to my spot. The guy was eating it up. That's terrible. You deserve so much better. I do, she sighed dramatically. I just want someone who understands that relationships aren't about keeping score. I couldn't help myself. I slowly turned in my chair. Hey, Sarah. Her face went from fake sad to real panic in record time. Jake. I'm Tom, the guy said, extending a hand. Seemed nice. Poor bastard. Good to meet you, Tom. I looked at Sarah. Didn't realize you came to this neighborhood. How's the apartment search going? Fine, she said quickly, grabbing her purse. Tom, we should go. Actually, I said to Tom, quick question. Did she mention she's currently trying to sue me for theft? Tom blinked. What? Sarah stood up. He's lying. This is what he does. He follows me and tries to embarrass me. Sarah, this is my regular spot. I have the receipts to prove it, I said, pointing to my laptop. And this is the first time I've seen you since your dad asked me for a statement for your lawsuit. Which, by the way, my lawyer says is going nowhere. Your lawyer? Tom asked, looking between us. For the emotional damage and theft charges she filed, I explained calmly. Even though her own parents have bank records showing she stole nearly $30,000 from them. Stop, Sarah screamed. The whole coffee shop was staring now. Tom stood up slowly. I think I should probably go. Tom, wait, he's a manipulative liar. Tom looked at me. Is she currently living with her parents? Last I heard, she was served an eviction notice from there, so I'm not sure. She said she owned a condo downtown. He just shook his head and walked out without another word. Sarah turned on me, her face contorted with rage. You just can't let me be happy. You sat behind me in my own coffee shop, telling lies about me. What did you expect? You probably followed me. I gestured to my laptop. I've been here for 2 hours working. See the timestamp on these files? She glared at me with pure hatred. I lost everything because of you. No, I said, my voice quiet but firm. You lost everything because you lied, you cheated, and you stole. I just stopped being your accomplice. Marcus won't even talk to me anymore. His wife probably appreciates that. This isn't fair. She was crying now. Real tears for once. I made mistakes, but I don't deserve this. What do you deserve, Sarah? A second chance. Everyone deserves a second chance. From who? Your parents who you stole from? Marcus's wife whose marriage you tried to wreck? Me? Who exactly owes you that chance? She sat down, completely deflated. For a fleeting moment, I saw the girl I fell in love with 4 years ago, before the entitlement, before the lies. I don't know how I got here, she whispered. Therapy might help. Your mom mentioned they found someone. I'm not crazy. Nobody said you were, but lying until you believe your own lies isn't healthy. She looked up at me, her eyes red. Did you ever really love me? More than you'll ever know, I said honestly. That's why this hurts so much. Then why won't you help me? I did help you, for years. I paid for everything. I supported you. I believed you. That was the problem. She stood to leave, then paused. For what it's worth, the engagement was real to me at first. When did it stop being real? When I realized I could have more. More than what? More than a guy who keeps spreadsheets for groceries. She walked out. I sat there for a while, processing. The barista came over. Turns out she'd been watching the whole thing. Ex? She asked. Yeah. Brutal. Yeah. The grocery thing is weird though, she said, wiping down the table next to me. Like, everyone knows you pay for your own groceries, right? She laughed. My ex tried to convince me that buying toilet paper was a form of financial abuse. Some people just aren't ready to be adults. 2 weeks later, I got a text from Linda. Wanted you to know, Robert and I are separating. It's been coming for a long time. This situation just exposed a lot of truths we'd both been ignoring. Strange how one person's lies can unravel so many things. I hope you're doing well. You're a good man. Don't let her convince you otherwise. I didn't respond. It didn't feel right. A month after that, I ran into Marcus at a bar. His wife had taken him back, but they were in intense counseling. He bought me a beer. She texted me last week, he said, staring into his glass, from a new number. What'd she say? That she was sorry, that I was her twin flame, that she's ready to be serious now. You respond? I screenshotted it and sent it to my wife. Our new rule is 100% transparency. It's the only way. Good call. You dating? He asked, taking it slow. Trust issues are a killer, you know? Yeah, he raised his glass, to learning the hard way, the hardest. Last I heard, Sarah was working part-time and living in a studio apartment. Still posting motivational quotes about rising from the ashes and knowing your worth. Comments are turned off. Her last flying monkey texted me yesterday. She says you ruined her life over groceries. That's so petty. I responded, it was never about the groceries. They asked what it was about then. I thought for a long time before answering, respect. They didn't reply. My therapist says I'm making progress. The trust issues are real, but workable. I still flinch when a date mentions she forgot her wallet or jokes about me being the man, so I should pay. Small trauma responses to work through. But I'm at peace with how it ended. Sometimes the best revenge isn't elaborate. Sometimes it's just refusing to lie anymore. Refusing to enable. Refusing to set yourself on fire to keep someone else warm. And yes, I still screenshot my grocery receipts. Old habits die hard.